I don't know, something you said about, I can't remember, but I got this vibe like you were, you know, I don't know, just really proper and nice. And I'm like, she's not going to like me. I'm a little too hood for her, you know?
Oh my gosh, so you were stereotyping me because I was
Sorry.
Asian and just assumed that I was like this proper good girl?
You turned me on to the churrasco bowl there.
The what? Payback from the Super Cocina episode. Welcome to this episode of the Best Friends, Best Food YouTube channel with my bestie Gigi and me, Wendy. And we are going to have probably my favorite food, which is sushi. And okay, this is a monumental episode because I am surrendering and I am allowing Gigi to pick the restaurant. Yes! And I'm a bit of a sushi snob, as you will see throughout this episode. So it's taking a lot of trust and surrender for me to actually allow Gigi to pick the restaurant. But I love you. Thank you. Yay. So we are gonna start off.
Shall we say why I had to pick the restaurant?
Go for it.
So basically we're looking for different places to shoot. And so today we're shooting up here in Poway. I know, don't be jealous. And so we had to look for a restaurant here in Poway, and there's a brand new sushi place that opened right down the street from my house. I did go check it out, and personally, I really like the sushi. So I thought, oh my gosh, let's shoot this. So here we are, and here we go.
Okay, so this is the first dish, and Gigi has never had this dish before. It is called takoyaki.
Takoyaki! Sorry.
Remember, I'm gonna be pronouncing things.
But I said it right, no?
No, that was off.
It just sounded like a Mexican food, like, hey, go to takoyaki, man. You're gonna get some really good tacos, homie. That's how it sounded to me, you know?
I could see that, the taco.
Yeah,
right?
I was like, oh, taco, but you know, maybe not yaki, because it'd be like takoyaki. So, you know.
Yeah. Okay, dig in, Gigi.
All right, so.
And this is not sushi. This is a very popular Japanese dish, which actually you don't see that often in America. So I was actually excited to see it on the menu.
Okay, so before she tells you what it's made of, I'm gonna guess. And I think I'm gonna freaking knock it out the park. Okay. So we'll start by saying it looks round like a ball. And it looks like it's breaded. And it's got little white stuff on the balls. And something's sticking out. Oh, it's like it's got like a little like a crunchy flaky thing on the top. And then I'm gonna cut it open and I'm gonna tell you guys what's inside according to what I see. Am I doing this right?
Look like you're struggling a little there.
It looks like it might.
Why don't you just pop the whole thing in your mouth?
Oh yeah, you'd like to see that. Okay, so it's just a ball. It looks like it might be squid or something. So I'm gonna try it now.
Okay, while she is trying to consume this ball in her mouth, yeah. So this is actually like a street food you would eat in Japan, like at a festival.
I like it.
What are you getting?
I like
from?
it. It is. I could see how.
What do you think it is?
I can see how it's a street food. It looks like it's deep fried. And it's got like a. I think it's octopus.
Technically, it's not fried, but.
Oh, it's not?
Yeah.
It's like a salty mochi ball with no ice cream.
Mochi or mochi?
The ice cream balls. The bread, it's like breaded. It's got some sort of
What was the main filling, which is
octopus, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Yay!
Yes,
She
it had
got
squid
it.
in it. And it was actually
No, octopus.
Oh, okay,
Yeah, not
octopus.
squid.
But
Yeah.
it's really good because you got like a soft kind of donut, and then you got the squid chewy, and the octopus that's chewy, and it was a really good blend. I really liked it.
Yeah, so takoyaki, taco is octopus in Japanese, and yaki means grilled. And what they usually do is they have this metal plate with little holes basically, and they put the dough in there. They put the taco, the octopus. They put more dough and they clamp it, and then they grill it over a fire.
Oh.
And so that was. So it's not actually fried, but I could see how it has the fried effect. So, okay, I just have to tell you, I lived in Japan for 5 years, so I'm really picky about Japanese food. However, I do try and remember that we're not in Japan and that it's not always going to be authentic. So I just need to give that disclaimer, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and have this takoyaki, or octopus ball, if you prefer.
Ooh, you grabbed the octopus too. Yummy.
It's actually good. It's got those flakes, or bonito flakes, like smoked bonito.
See, I said flakes.
Yeah.
God, I'm getting really good at this.
Yeah.
So can we have a bell go ding, ding, ding?
It's
1
like
point to Gigi.
chewy. The octopus is not like tough, because the octopus, if it's not prepared well, will be tough. So let me have a little bit more.
I'm so happy right now. Can we have a little ding, ding, ding? 1 point for Gigi on the screen, somewhere up here, please.
I approve, Gigi. I'm impressed. Okay. Especially coming back from where we came from, the first time that we would eat Japanese. Do you want to share with them about when we started having Japanese food together?
Yes. Let's talk about that, because I have come a really long way from then. And I have to say, so when Wendy and I met, originally I was her client, right? She was running I think Dave Ramsey coaching at that
Financial
time.
coaching.
Financial coaching, and I really wanted to kind of like get my finances.
Wait, how did we meet though originally?
Originally, we met. Where do we meet? At the back of a church. At Women's Day.
Yeah.
Right. There was a Women's Day, and you were back in a stroller, and I walked by. I'd never seen you, and I've been going to this church for like many, many, many years. I know everybody pretty much. And I was like, oh, hi, how are you? We met. We were.
Were you like, who is that gorgeous Asian woman standing there? Not quite.
Yeah, for sure. I totally said that. You were super nice. You were really friendly. Anyways, so I really liked her, and I was like, hey, well, I've never seen you before. Do you want to exchange numbers, and maybe we can like meet? And she was like, sure. So I know you felt it too, the connection. And I remember really liking you and getting your number, and then never calling her, which I kind of tend to do that in my past. I would meet somebody that I kind of really liked or hit it off with, but then I'd be like, they're probably busy, or, I'm too busy. They don't have time for, they probably have their set of friends. You know how sometimes you struggle with that as a married mom?
Yeah.
You're just like, oh, I just kind of, I don't know. Anyway, so I never really called you, but you didn't call me either.
I had grown up going to church, and at times didn't feel like I could fully be myself at church. I felt like judged at times, or felt like I couldn't fully express myself. Even though I thought she was cool, I had like this protection, this wall a little bit that was up, that can come up in friendships when we're building friendships.
Yeah, absolutely. What are they going to think of me, or what are they going to judge me, or what if they know I'm too crazy, or whatever, right? Yeah. And it's kind of funny, because I actually felt the same way. I felt like, I think sometimes at church people always want to put their best foot forward, and so it can seem kind of fakeish. So I think maybe that's what it was, I was afraid like that you were kind of like a goody-goody, like this perfect mom. I don't know, something you said about, I can't remember, but I got this vibe like you were, I don't know, just really proper and nice. And I'm like, she's not going to like me. I'm a little too hood for her,
Oh my gosh, so you were stereotyping me because I was
Sorry.
Asian and just assumed that I was like this proper good girl. when in fact, well, we'll get to that later. But going back to the sushi story.
Oh, so then we met again. It's almost like we met again.
To be.
It was meant to be. It was meant to be. So we're at this country Montessori place. No, not country Montessori. Anyways, this other Montessori place.
Our kids were going to the same
preschool. And I'm walking in. She's walking out. It's, like the movie. And, it's like, Wendy? Gigi? Hi. What are you doing here? Oh my gosh, our kids go here. And there was like this instant connection, almost like, oh my gosh, I get to see her again. Maybe we can be friends. Maybe.
Yeah.
And so you were doing coaching. So then I said, I'm interested in some of the coaching. So she went and met me at my corporate job over in Sorrento Valley. And there was a sushi place, literally, I could walk to from my work. And I used to go there all the time. I thought that sushi was good. But I guess it wasn't.
I suffered through it, and I think I ate like seaweed salad. I tried not to eat a lot of the fish because I didn't trust it.
You turned me on to the churrasco bowl there.
The what? Payback from the Super Cocina episode.
Oh, the chilarilinos.
So what were you saying just now, Gigi?
Anyways, the bowl with the rice.
The chirashi. The chirashi.
You turned me on to that at that place.
Yeah, it was, it was not my favorite.
Yeah.
But over time, we got close, and I actually told her the truth, which was like a big milestone in our friendship.
I think it started by her inviting me out to eat really good sushi to the place over in Claremont. And then you were able to be more open, I think.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my gosh, this fish is like butter. And she was like, can I tell you something that I've been wanting to tell you since you were my client? I'm like, okay. And then, that sushi place was horrible. Horrible. You should have never took me there. My poor stomach. And I'm like, oh yeah, your stomach, because I would like get a stomach ache after I would go there, but I thought it was because the tuna was like really spicy. Our camera guy's going.
So what was the term that you're...
Well, what happened was she was like, what are you talking about? Like, when you like kind of like, get a stomach, and she was like, no, I don't know what you're talking about. And I was just like, well, I even told my husband, have you ever, like when you go to sushi restaurant, sometimes you get the... And my husband was like, oh, yeah, we call it sushi butt. And I was like, sushi butt? And he was like, yeah. So I figured it was normal sometimes, with raw fish, it could kind of affect your stomach. Our cameraman again is going, no. And you were like, what? No, you're not supposed to get a stomach ache. And I'm like, but the sushi's real good coming in, but not going out.
Yes. So, and that is when you saw the light.
I did. I was like, oh my gosh, yes. And that's really kind of like the premise of this whole show, remember? Because I would go, okay, what should I order here, Wendy? And originally we were going to call it What Wendy Wants. I was like, we should call it What Wendy Wants. Because I would go into a restaurant and go, okay, what would Wendy want? And I don't have it down pat yet. I'm hoping that through all of these
You're getting better. I mean, this is a good start.
You like the freaking balls.
I do.
So I'm doing better. Okay.
Yes. Let's bring on the next dish and see if we can continue going with this.
Crossing my fingers. All right. What's next? All right. So what is this that you picked?
This is Hamachi Kama, which is yellowtail color, which is one of my favorites. And yeah, I remember the first time I introduced this dish to you. Do you want to share about that?
I don't remember, but
okay.
I remember having it.
We got this, and I don't think you'd ever had anything like this. And she, of course, loved it and was actually sucking on the fin.
Yes.
That she loved it so much. So, yeah, let's
Let's try
Let's
it,
do this.
right? Okay, let's do this.
You want to just grab your own?
Okay.
Okay. So this is grilled yellowtail collar. And
Do I squeeze a lemon on it?
yeah, I
Yes,
like it better
right?
with lemon,
Okay.
personally.
Mm.
Okay, let's see. And you just kind of dig in, and
Ooh, that looks
it
good,
seems like it wouldn't have a lot of fish, but actually there's like a lot of meat. So here we go.
I'm having a rough time with this thing.
Do you need help?
I feel like it's a little bit overdone, maybe.
It's a little dry, but it's actually, the inside is pretty good.
Yeah?
Yeah. Oh, here's the sauce.
Mmm. Oh, it's good. Mm-mm-mm. I like it. It's got flavor.
I need a napkin because I have a scale in my mouth.
Oh, no.
And I probably, can I use your napkin?
Yes.
Okay.
Do I dip it in there?
Yeah. So
And
this
what
is
kind of sauce
this is a ponzu sauce, which is like a Japanese citrus sauce.
Oh, the sauce is really
So
good.
this is good. The inside is good, but it's a little dry on the outside.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah. So that would
Does
be
it have
my...
anything to do because we waited a little bit to eat it?
No, I don't
Okay.
think so.
Okay.
Yeah. Like, you can kind of tell on the outside it's a little dry, but the thing that's so great about also
wow,
you
look
can
at that piece you
yeah, there's so much meat in there, and even you can eat the skin. The skin is delicious too. So
I'm almost staring at yours because it looks better than mine. Because you have a lot more soft meat than mine.
no, you have a lot of meat in there. You just have to dig in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. It takes some chopstick skills, which not everybody has.
Oh, I see the soft stuff now. So the soft stuff looks like this. I don't know if you can see it.
Hamachi's
there, but
yellowtail. Yellowtail is one of my favorite fish because it's so fatty. And yeah, so definitely one of my favorite, if not, like I actually like it better than tuna because it's more fatty.
More flavor?
But yeah, I think it's more flavorful.
yeah.
And then it's also, yellowtail is a smaller fish, so it has less mercury than tuna, which is also another benefit of it. So what do you like about it?
I like
What do you think?
that I actually like that it's a little crunchy. I don't know if that is because it's, like you said, it would look dry, but to me it tastes crunchy and I like it. I like the exterior crunch from it.
Are you gonna suck on the?
So is that something that you said you didn't do?
I did not do that. Gigi has opened my horizons. Now I actually do suck on fins, and they're quite delicious, if I do say so myself. Another key factor is you have to turn it over, and that's where you get a lot of the, like, I don't know if you can see this, but I got like a big chunk of fish there.
And that's like the white, soft white part that she's talking about, which is delicious. Oh my gosh. Wendy, I like this. What do you think?
I give it a 7 out of 10.
Wow, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's really good for Poway. The fin trick, I learned it from my mother. So my mother,
Really?
yeah, she
Okay.
used to do the whole fried fish, you know? She would just fry the whole fish. And then she would like to eat the fins. She made them really, really crispy. They're like a fishtail potato chip. They're really good.
So wait, do you eat the whole? You actually eat the whole fin? Oh, I thought you just
crunchy
suck
enough.
on it.
If it's crunchy enough.
Okay,
But you can suck on it.
let me try. Let me try.
That
Let me
might
dip
be
it.
too. That's too deep. But see, it's too thick. But
too
try
thick?
this one. Try this one. That's really
Okay.
thin. Dip it.
Okay.
I love that sauce, by the way. I don't think we had that sauce last time.
No, we did. They always serve it together.
I don't remember it being that good or memorable. Just saying.
Wow, that's good.
Told you.
Oh my gosh, maybe I should actually.
I told you I was Asian in my other life. Because
You are honorary Asian.
Yes, I am.
Yeah, you have always been into to Asian things.
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Huh,
Yes.
tell me more.
I've always liked Asian food. I've always liked fish and the raw fish was something like older, you know, but rice. I'm like a big rice eater but Costa Ricans are like that too. Costa Ricans have the rice pot. And when I lived in Costa Rica,
I know.
Yeah, you have a rice pot and you eat it with every meal. And then in the morning you mix it with the black beans and you make gallo pinto. So it's kind of a staple, you know.
Costa Ricans are very Asian. I did not know this until I met Gigi. Like, they love karaoke, so karaoke, but correct pronunciation is karaoke. And and a lot of the things that you say and do actually are pretty Asian to me.
Yeah, I'm telling you. It's like the culture is similar, right?
There are definitely quite a few similarities, like the emphasis on family. What would you say are
kind of like also like the way you treat your elders and take care of your parents, you know?
But the sharing part is not quite there.
We're just not forced to share.
We are shamed to share. If you do not share, oh my gosh.
That's funny. I guess in a way, like if it's your home and you're hosting, then yes, you would cook for everybody and be the last one to eat.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah. All right, this was a hit in my book. I'll take a 7.
Okay. Not bad, Jade. Not bad.
Thank you. What's next? All right, so what did you pick next on the menu? I see tuna.
Yes, the maguro.
I see yellowtail.
Yep, hamachi.
Oh, okay, so that's the same thing we were having, the collar thing. Okay, yellowtail, and then that is the salmon roe?
Yeah, ikura.
Ikura. Just kidding, sorry. Okay, and then we got the Jessica Alba roll, right?
Yes. we wanted to surprise ourselves and see, because they had some interesting rolls there.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
And yeah, so which one should we try first?
Do you like ikura? Do you like salmon roe, typically?
I think so,
Okay.
yes. I think so.
Let's start with that.
Okay. And then how do you like to prepare your soy sauce? Or what do you do with the wasabi and the soy sauce? Because some people I know, they just grab a bunch of wasabi and they mix it with the soy sauce and they grab a couple pieces of ginger and just put it in there. And then they just dip their sushi in there. What do you like to do
Ginger
with it?
doesn't go in the soy sauce.
I'm telling you, people do it.
Okay. This is the difference between, okay, so I'm very traditional because I lived in Japan. And actually this brings me back to a story about Gigi when we first started hanging out. So there's certain ways that Japanese people eat sushi, and what she just said is not one of them. So one of the first times we were hanging out, she got wasabi and she was like putting it on top of the sashimi and she was just eating it like that, and I was like, oh my gosh, like you do not.
I like wasabi.
You do not eat Japanese food this way, but I've relaxed a little bit since then.
Yes.
Yeah. So back to your question, so ginger does not go in the soy sauce. That's something it's a palate cleanser that you would eat in between sushi. The wasabi, I already put wasabi in here.
Oh, you did?
So it's already ready.
Oh,
yeah.
Not a lot because it still looks like soy sauce.
Yeah, well, I don't like to put too much.
Okay.
Yeah, and traditional sushi typically does have wasabi in.
I know. I like when they do that, when they like put a little bit underneath.
Yeah,
and
but
then
I
nigiri,
don't know
right?
about this place because I can tell you this place is pretty good, but it's not a traditional Japanese place.
Okay. Wendy, how do you know if a place is really authentic?
That is a great question, Gigi. Well, so a lot of sushi places in America are Chinese or Korean owned.
Oh, okay.
And I can tell the difference. So for instance, if they have Korean barbecue, if they have any Korean food there, it's definitely Korean owned. And it's not bad, but it's not going to be like super
as authentic
as a
Got
Japanese
it. Okay.
owned place.
Okay.
So this place, and also some places are really catering to the American palate. Like, so rolls, for instance, in Japan, you don't eat a lot of rolls. You just eat nigiri, which some people pronounce in a really weird way.
Nigiri. Which is just the fish and then the slab of, which is just the rice, I'm sorry, and the slab of fish.
Correct. And so this place I could tell is a bit more Americanized. They have a lot of rolls. And again, it's not bad, but it's not going to be like your traditional, authentic Japanese place.
Yeah, I think that before Wendy, so BC.
Being BW?
BW. So before Wendy, I was a big roll eater. Like, I wanted to know what the fancy roll is, what could they put on it. If they had something like, I remember one with cilantro, and it was really good. But now, going to the better sushi places, of course, now I like nigiri because it's just the raw fish with the rice, right? And the quality is really good. So earlier when you saw the tuna, you said something.
Yeah, so this tuna is, if you look at the tuna, it's got little white strings, like little, like tissue basically. And that in general is not good. I don't know if you've ever had tuna where you can taste this, it's kind of stringy basically.
Okay.
That is not what you want.
Okay.
You do not. So there's a lot of different grades and different qualities of especially tuna, which is so central in sushi. Let's start off with the ikura. Another thing that I'm not like thrilled about with this ikura, it looks really messy. Like it's hanging off the side, and it could be because we got this to go, possibly.
Yeah.
But if you go to a very authentic Japanese place,
that's what the row is doing. It's like, whoa.
It's like rolling.
Yeah.
The row is rolling. Yeah, exactly. So okay,
let's do it.
So why don't you grab that, and why don't we do a cheers?
Okay.
Of this. Okay.
Alrighty.
So this is the salmon roe, otherwise known as ikura. So cheers! And I do not put soy sauce on my ikura because it's so salty already. So I would, unless you want.
Ooh.
And you do like a lot of salt.
I love salt, and these little salty balls are really good.
That is a theme.
That's the theme of this episode. Should we call it salty balls?
Yeah, we should. Okay, let's see.
I'm gonna have you try it first.
The ikura is really good.
Ooh, yay, I'm gonna try it.
The ikura is fresh, and I love the way when you chew on it, it pops in your mouth. Yeah.
That's good.
Do you like it because it's salty? Are you gonna drown it in soy sauce like you do sometimes? When she does that, by the way, I almost have a panic attack.
Again, if it's not good sushi, you're gonna drown it.
Good point. Good point. Okay. Obviously, this channel is about food and friendship.
Right.
And I think one thing that is a misnomer or maybe a misunderstanding about friendship is that a lot of people assume that it's just easy all the time, right? Like friendships, I mean, maybe your romantic relationships, those require work and effort.
Oh yeah, good point.
But I think a lot of people think that friendships should just be easy peasy. And if you have a conflict, that you should just not be friends anymore.
I thought that after you got married, it was really difficult to have a close relationship with another woman. I think I had that limiting belief. It's like you don't want to let other women, that close to your marriage circle. You kind of keep women at a distance and other men at a distance. My dad was an example of that. I never saw his friends at the house. Never. They would come pick him up and he would leave. He would never have men in the house. So it was like a lack of trust. But when I first moved up to North County, and some folks on the show that are watching will not know, I had a past with substance use disorder. And so there's always my life with that, and then my life after I got clean. And so when I first got clean and started living life normally, I thought, oh, this is really cool. I can have relationships with women, but I honestly didn't know how to do it. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, so we had something, I would say this was the first big challenge we had in our friendship.
Yeah. And we had already gone together on vacation, right? We're like, let's do something together. It was in the middle of COVID.
Yeah.
And we decided to go to Lake Tahoe. I'm like, I have a timeshare in Tahoe.
Yeah.
Let's go. And you're like, let's do it, right? And
With our families.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we
with our
got
kids,
like a 3 or 4 bedroom. And
during the pandemic,
yes,
too.
And we went up and we stayed in this huge suite and had an incredible time. We went, what did we do there?
We went on a boat.
Oh my gosh, that was so much fun.
We were like swimming. We were playing Rummy Cube. My husband made his awesome chili verde.
Oh my gosh.
Which we'll have to have on the show at some point. Yeah.
Okay, we'll have to look for some pictures of us on that trip.
Okay.
Because that trip was the bomb.
Yeah, so during the trip, my daughter had something in her eye. And Gigi's husband, Miles was trying to help her out, trying to get this thing out of her eye, but he, you may not know this, but Asians have smaller eyes typically, and so he was saying that he was having a hard time seeing what was in her eye because her eye was too squinty, is what he said. So I didn't really think anything of it at the time. I was kind of like, whatever. But my daughter, she said that he said, oh, he called my eyes squinty. And so my daughter was upset. So because my daughter was upset, I went into full-on mama bear mode, where I was like, I am protecting my daughter, and no one upsets my daughter. No one says things that are going to upset my daughter.
Yeah.
And obviously there was some racial sensitivity there too.
Yeah, for sure. And I think there was some trigger too from when you were young.
100%,
right? Like
100%.
you told me like something was there too for you. Like, oh, I remember feeling that way, you know, when somebody talked about my eyes.
Yes,
okay.
yes. And so I remember thinking, okay, I don't know what to do, but I think the only thing that would work for me is if your husband Miles apologized to. And I remember us sort of like arguing a little bit about it, right?
Yeah, because I was like, what would he apologize for? You know, like he was just using an adjective for her eyes to try to help her see whatever was in it, right? And I thought to myself, oh my gosh, am I gonna have to walk on eggshells now with this new friend, with you? You know, I felt like, oh my gosh, like is she super sensitive? You know, do I have to walk on eggshells? And I think you tried to explain to me how important that was for him to understand that he could say something that wasn't racially correct. And I thought, you know, and to be honest, like in my culture, we're horrible about that, okay? Like in my culture, especially like the Mexican side, you know, like if you're a little chubby, they're like, that's it, you're gorda. Y la gordita, ven gordita, come over here, you know? If you have a runny nose a lot, you know, they're like, oh, el mocoso, sí, ven mocoso, you know, he's got the runny nose, que anda siempre mocoso. If you know, if you're the lazier one, you know, like, oh, ven, perezoso, ven, you know, like we label each other so bad and we own it. Whatever. For me, I was the pear, la pera, because I've always had this little pear-shaped belly. And if I stand a certain way in the kitchen or whatever, they go, look at the pear, and you know, because my belly would just stick out. And so it's like, and of course, I've been insecure about my belly since I was young because of that, right? But we try to hide it. And so our culture's really different. So she was gonna like talk to my husband about something he said, and I was just like, oh, I didn't know if I wanted you to do that. and I was protective of him, and I know that you were really big into DEI, and you know, had a thing with like white males not being sensitive,
Racially,
like
yeah.
not being schooled, right? So it was just like this huge thing, and I was just like, oh my gosh, forget it. I don't think I can be her friend. This is going to be a lot of work. And I was afraid, like, oh, you know, like it's going to be another person that I kind of got close to, but then that's, you know,
Yeah.
we're not going to get close to. And I mean, even after that, I remember thinking like, oh my gosh, do I have to be extra careful? Because I don't like to do that. I want to be able to be self-expressed and free.
Yeah.
You know,